A world-renowned justice system under threat. That's the claim being made over government plans to overhaul the legal aid system. The proposals will mean taxpayers saving over £220 million, but could see small solicitor firms going to the wall and the number of people qualifying for legal aid cut by 3/4. Critics say that will deny hundreds of thousands of people a fair trial. Our Home Affairs correspondent Simon Israel has this.
Alfie Meadows is 23 today. He owes his freedom to legal aid and a lawyer of his choice. That's why he's turned up at the demonstration outside the Ministry of Justice to mark the deadline for responses to Chris Grayling's proposals to slash the very funding that paid for his defence. He was part of the student anti-tuition protests in 2010. Seen here in a camouflage jacket and red scarf, he ended up in hospital with a smashed skull. Later, he was charged with violent disorder. He went through 3 trials before being declared innocent.
So I think I would be in prison if I didn't have the lawyer that I wanted to choose, if I didn't have that right to choose.
Some might have the view that if you knew you were innocent, what difference does it make which lawyer you have?
I mean, the police have a huge amount of resources to prosecute you. They have the whole power of the state and they have the CPS. And I don't have any legal knowledge. Never been in this situation before. The protest cases are very complex.
It's well known every lawyer has a view. The MOJ has so far received 13,000 responses to its plans to further cut £220 million off the legal aid bill. The protest spilled onto the street as hundreds turned up once the courthouses had closed for the day. While there may not be wholesale public support for this, lawyers are facing wholesale reform like never before. Many say they are fighting to survive. Others say the fight is to preserve access to justice and to preserve the entire legal system. The Ministry of Justice, though, say austerity must affect everybody. The proposed changes include an income threshold. Those with a disposable household income of more than £37,500 normally wouldn't qualify. Price competitive tendering. 1,600 providers would be cut to around 400, which would include non-legal firms like G4S and the truckers Eddie Stobart's. Clients would be allocated solicitors instead of being able to choose a specialist to represent them. And there would be a residency test, which would bar many applicants who'd been in the UK for less than a year from legal aid. Former Zimbabwe asylum seeker Peter would have failed the residency test for another reason, because his first attempt to gain asylum was rejected. It took 2 years to verify his account of torture and his escape using fake passports.
If I did not have legal aid, I was going to be sent home and I was going to be detained, which is I was going to lose my life, and I could not fight the authorities in this country.
Choice and residency aside, what these lawyers fear most is the impact of market forces, of a conveyor belt service, one that abandons the most vulnerable in their hour of need.